So today's prop, if you have a bolster, go make sure you have it. If you do not own a bolster, we can make our own with a towel or a blanket. And I'm taking my towel so it's longer, so it'd be kind of similar to my bolster, and I'd roll it up like so. So there's that. Again, if you don't have any of these things, don't worry. I can still get you into these shapes. These props are just going to help you to open up a little bit more or help you to relax a bit more. Lastly, if you have a yoga block, that could also be helpful. If you do not have a block, you can stack a few books just to help bring the ground closer up to you. If you don't have these, we'll figure it out and it'll be all right. So go ahead and grab your things. And in doing that, don't get back onto the floor. I'm going to have you start by standing up. So again, a bolster, if not a bolster, or a pillow. A pillow's a bit softer, but we can still fold it up. So that could work. A towel and a block or books. So just those two things is really all you need. If not, again, it's all right. So I'm going to have you start at the back of your yoga mat with your feet hip distance apart, meaning your ankles, knees, your hips are in line. And you're just going to dangle your arms. We're just going to curl in a roll down towards the floor. So your chin comes to chest. And it's very slow. You'll slowly begin to hinge forward. And then you're going to come to just dangle in the arms and release in your head. And then you're going to slowly come back to a stand. So one vertebrae at a time, come back to rise and restack your shoulders over your hips. We'll reset, taking an inhale and then a roll down, chin to chest, slowly one vertebrae at a time, come to release into a fold. Last time, rise to stand one vertebrae at a time. When you get to the top, you'll reset and then roll all the way down. This time, when you get all the way down, you're going to hang in ragdoll so you can let your arms straight. You can bring your hands to opposite elbows, but your head is heavy. The soft bend in the knees keeps your sit bones up. Now, if this is already too much for your low back, bend your knees and rest your forearms onto your thighs. You can still let your head hang. This posture is intended to help just release the compression of the low back from sitting and standing. Now bring your hands to the ground. You're going to crawl forward to rest onto your hands and your knees. Coming into child's pose, there's two different variations of child's pose. There's the option of bringing your knees out wide, big toes together to rest your hips to heels, forehead to ground. There's also what's referred to as narrow knee child's pose, where your thighs come together. You'll rest to your heels, and then you'll bring your forehead down while your arms reach back towards your heels. So you'll find your variation of child's pose. If you have a bolster, you're more than welcome to slide the bolster underneath your chest. If your forehead doesn't make contact to the ground, you can always use a block or a book. Sometimes we can numb ourselves to make life tolerable. The price you pay is that you lose awareness of what's going on inside of your body. And with that, the sense of being fully and sensually alive. Sometimes you might refuse to listen to your body, which is an important part of who you are. Or you've tried to deny the past, which is also a part of your true self. Yoga is about looking inward instead of outward and listening to your body. And maybe prior to you starting this practice of yoga, a lot of your survival was geared towards never doing any of these things. So today, in this practice of yoga, I want to explore how it helps you learn to inhabit your body. I want you to begin to focus on your breath. Breathing in and out through your nose only. Breathe with a focus on the out breath. This is going to activate the relaxation parasympathetic nervous system. Follow the next 5 full breaths. Taking slow inhales and slower exhales. Now slowly come to rise up onto your hands and your knees. Bring your legs together, thighs can touch. You're going to come to take a seat onto your sit bones. So shift all the way up. Turn your weight to a side and swing your legs forward. I'm going to turn to face you, coming into an easy cross-legged position. Now this is where you can use your props. If, say, you have a bolster, you're going to come to rest your forearm onto it. Now mine has different layers, flat, or I can bring it up a little bit higher. And I'm going to adjust it. We're going to be coming to extend the left arm up and over. Say you don't have a bolster and you have a block or books that you're able to stack, you'll come to as well. Rest your forearm and you're adjusting these props so that this works for you. If you do not have any of these, you can still bring your hand to the ground and rise your arm up and over. And in doing so, you want to keep your left sit bone onto the floor. Feel this stretch come from your hip, not from the left shoulder. Your neck is comfortable for your own body. Look forward, up or down. Now you're going to keep your forearm onto your prop or your hand to ground. You're just going to turn your left palm to face behind you, bend in the elbow, and we're going to come into a half bind. right ear to your right shoulder. Space between your top and bottom teeth. In yoga, you focus on your breath. But I also want you to focus on the sensations in which you feel moment to moment. When you do this, you start to notice the connection between your emotions and your body. And you can begin to experiment with changing the way you feel. While taking a deep breath, relieve the tension in your shoulder. While focusing on your exhale, produce a sense of calm. Go ahead and just bring your chin down towards your right shoulder. Look towards the floor. Space between your top and bottom teeth. Simply noticing what you feel fosters emotional regulation. And it helps you to stop trying to ignore what's going on inside of you. So I want you to approach your body with curiosity. Because when you approach it with curiosity, everything shifts. Go ahead and slowly turn your head to look forward and sit all the way up. If you're using a prop, place it over to your left side. You rest your forearm onto your prop or your hand to the ground. Right arm will come up and overhead. Now I'm just here to guide you, but your body has things to say and you need to try and listen. Respond to any demands of your body in a quiet and mindful way. We'll come into the half bind. Turn your right palm to face behind you, bend in your elbow, and bring it behind your back. And then you're going to bring your ear to your shoulder, looking forward. Soften the skin on your face. And then just let your chin come to the shoulder so your gaze is down. Notice your breath. Is your breath fast or slow? More important today in getting these poses right, just want you to be aware of what muscles are active at different times. These postures are designed to create a rhythm between tension and relaxation. Observe not only your breath, as well as sensations. Notice what's happening in these different parts of your body from pose to pose. And go ahead and look forward and lift yourself all the way up. Shake it out in the arms. Now, if you do not have a bolster or a block, just come to lie down onto your back. For those of you that have a bolster, it's going to rest along the spine, and you can keep it close into the low back, or you can bring it a bit away. You're going to lower all the way down. Arms are going to come out as a T, feet are to the floor. If you have a block, a yoga block, you can explore with a book, or this is where that towel can come in. So the towel, as it's rolled up, can come along the spine, just like I showed you with the bolster. You can use a block flat, and it can rest right in between your shoulder blades so that the back of the head comes to the floor. Now, the soles of your feet are going to come to the ground as well. And then you're going to come into a cactus shape in the arms. So like a goalpost shape. If you're unable to relax in the upper body in doing this, you can always open your arms up to a shape of a T. If you want to feel a little bit more, you can glide your elbows up. Stephen Cope, the author of Yoga and the Quest for the True Self, says that as we begin to re-experience an instinctive reconnection with the needs of our bodies, there's a brand new capacity to warmly love the self. We experience a new quality of authenticity in our caring, which redirects our attention to our health, our energy, our time management. This enhanced care for the self, he says, arises spontaneously and naturally, not as a response to a should. We are able to experience an immediate and intrinsic pleasure in self-care. We'll be here for 10 breaths. Slow inhale, slower exhale. Now you're going to come into butterfly. Soles of the feet come together. Knees fall out to the sides. You can keep your arms in this cactus shape or T arms. If you want to feel a little bit more in the front of your body, you can reach your arms behind you. And now listen to my body. I tend to the needs of my body. Give yourself over to this class. Let your mind rest to come into a state of relaxation and safe surrender. Now, in some of these postures, there's a quiet intensity. It can be a particularly challenging position. And at first, you might feel a sense of defeat or resistance, anticipating that you won't be able to tolerate the feelings brought up by a particular position. I just want to let you know that we're going to hold this position for 20 breaths. Notice any tension while timing what you feel with the flow of your breath. We'll be holding this position for 20 breaths. And this is going to help you anticipate the end of discomfort and strengthen your capacity to deal with physical and emotional distress. We learn in yoga that we can tolerate sensations and befriend our inner experiences. Last slow inhale and slower exhale. Come to bring your feet to the ground. If you're on a prop, roll to a side and remove it. And then come to lay all the way down onto your back. Bring the soles of your feet to the ground so your hips and heels are close in. But then toe heel your feet wide as your mat. Bring your arms out to a shape of a T. And you'll windshield wiper your knees side to side so the knees can fall right and center and left. Now take this side to side as you'll take your time, knowing that you're not in a hurry. If your body desires for you to stay on one side to hold for a few breaths, respond. You can look up, or you can look to the opposite direction your knees have fallen. Now, as you'll bring your knees back to the center, toe heel your feet in, bring your knees into your chest, wrap your hands around your knees, your shins, or you can always grab behind your legs. You'll bring your knees in towards your face. And then you're going to stretch your legs onto the ground and reach your arms back as well. So a full body stretch with your legs together. Now we're going to walk the feet over to the bottom right corner of the mat. So legs are presently together. You're also going to shift your upper body to the top or to the right corner. So your hips stay shifted over to the left. So we're going to be opening up the whole left side of the body. Now in this shape, you can explore keeping the legs long if you want your right ankle on top of your left ankle, or if you want your left ankle on top of your right ankle. Now you can experiment and tune in to which feels most comfortable for you. Your arms can be extended straight, or you can bend at the elbows to bring your hands towards the opposite elbows. Relax in your eyebrows, in your eyelids. It's said that actions that involve noticing and befriending the sensations in our bodies can produce profound changes in both mind and brain that can lead to healing. Actions that involve noticing and befriending the sensations in your body. Inhabit your body. Yoga is a terrific way to regain a relationship with your interior world. And with it, a caring, loving, sensual relationship to the self. come to uncrossing your ankles and walk your feet to center. Shift your upper body. And then walk your feet over to the left corner. Shift your upper body as well, keeping your hips over to the right. And then either your right ankle on top of the left or the opposite. Focus inward. Notice how you're feeling having moved and stretched your body, and be in your body. Go ahead and uncrossing your ankles, walk your feet to center and shift your upper body. Let your arms come to rest down by your sides, and then bring them out a bit from your midline. Palms are going to turn to face up. Bring your feet as wide as your mat as well and relax in your feet. Allow yourself to adjust and to become comfortable where you're able to be still so that your mind and your body have an opportunity to relax. I want you to become aware of your natural breath. Become aware of your natural and spontaneous breath that moves in and out of your body without any effort. The natural breath flows in through both nostrils. Notice the feeling of the breath as it comes in and out of your nostrils. There's a sense of coolness as you inhale the breath. Follow this feeling into your nose, your sinuses, and the back of your throat, into your lungs. There's a sense of warmth as you exhale the breath. Feel this warmth right above your upper lip as you breathe out. Now, without opening your eyes, visualize the four walls of the room you're in. the ceiling, the floor, your body lying on the floor. Visualize your body lying on the floor, the position of your body, your clothes, your hair, your face. Become accurately aware of the existence of your physical body lying on the floor. Now, a number of different things will be named, and you should envision them on the level of emotion, memory, and imagination as best as you can. Jump from image to image as soon as you hear it. Red desert, peacock feather, Buddha meditating, a good night's rest, full moon, your reflection in a mirror, foggy morning, sun shining overhead, bouquet of flowers, tall tree, receiving help from others, taking a deep breath, cat stretching, a beautiful garden path, your favorite song, the sound of my voice, your body lying on the floor. Come back to the feeling of your breath flowing in and out of your nostrils. Maintain your awareness of breath and at the same time develop your awareness of your physical body. Your body is relaxed and lying on the floor. Feel the container of your skin and the clothes and props that are touching you. Notice the heaviness of your body as it rests on the floor. And take your awareness into all the points that are touching the floor. The back of your heels, thighs, buttocks, shoulder blades, arms, hands, and head. Do not open your eyes, but visualize the surrounding room. Imagine where you are in the room and other objects that are around you. Now you're going to move slowly wiggling the fingers and toes. And finding a full body stretch, extend your arms behind you. Let your legs come together, point in your toes. Bring your knees into your chest or soles of the feet to the ground and roll to a side, either side, left or right, and hold. Come to press yourself all the way up into a comfortable seat, into an easy cross-legged. And as you allow yourself to get comfortable, rest your palms facing down onto your knees and close your eyes. With your focus inward, what effect has this class had on you? Let your arms release down by your sides and circle your arms over your head to reach up. Palms join, bring your hands down to the midline to your heart. Pause here for a self-soothing breath in through your nose and an open mouth cleansing to release. From my heart to yours, with thumbs to forehead, we bow together and say, Namaste.